Go out there, have everybody run out, get ready to go, and they turn around and tell you to go back. How do you get the team going again after a 2-hour wait?
That's a good question. There's a lot of different discussion that goes on at that time, but fortunately, we've been through that before. At Houston, I think we had a 2.5-hour delay, and it was even worse because we actually kicked off, went down the field and scored, and then they blew the horn and we had to go in and sit down. So we sat down for 2 hours and ran out of food, and guys were hungry. The biggest deal was, we eat pregame meal a couple hours before we get here 2 hours beforehand. So we usually try to eat 4 hours before the game. So, at halftime, these guys were starving. So we had to go get sandwiches and all kinds of stuff. Now that was a little different for me as a coach to look up and everybody's just eating like crazy, but they were hungry. And there's just things like that you don't think about, particularly these 300-pound guys that they had eaten at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then it was 9 o'clock, and they're pretty hungry. So, we adjusted. I thought the crowd, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody. I was shocked when we walked back out there just at the atmosphere. That many people were still there and ready to go, and that was a big deal because you worry about we're a little flat walking back out there. The entrance was great, and smoke, fireworks, the whole bit, and then let's go back in and sit down. So, but I thought the fans were great, and that gave us a lot of energy to start the game, and I thought that was really a positive situation for us, and just being at home and setting a record tonight's a big deal. It's a big deal to these guys, and we're real appreciative of our fans.
Sam, what'd you think of Kenny's second start and also the first appearance of Kyle Allen tonight?
Yeah, I thought the great thing about it was they weren't perfect tonight, but they operated the offense. The numbers were pretty good. Kyle made a mistake early, but bounced back. The biggest thing for that I see is this team is how guys are really, really interested in the success of each other. I watched Kenny throw touchdowns and Kyle congratulate him. I saw, before I could get to Kyle after his touchdown pass, Kenny ran right by me and they're up in the air back pumping, and that's genuine. And so in a situation that we're in, I think that says a lot about the competition. I think it says a lot about the respect of each other's ability, and that's why I said they both deserve to play, and they're comfortable. Kenny's probably a little bit more comfortable because he's played more, and Kyle got better as the game went on. They congratulated each other, and you see something like a little thing to me, but was a big thing is when those all scored and how happy people were for him. And because they know how hard he works and what he does in practice and the looks that he gives, and he was pretty determined. He was upset when we threw it, I guess, at the 1-yard line. So Coach Spav, we didn't plan on him scoring from out that far, but Bryce had other plans. So it was great for him. But just to your point, I think the competition there is good, but the enthusiasm for each other's success on this team is genuine, and that's what you like to see as a coach.
Over here, Christy.
What have you thought about Myles Garrett through these first 2 games?
I just said he got 3 sacks. He probably has already matched our total from last year. So and I bet he probably missed 3 or 4. He's going to have to learn when he comes off that to break down, bend, do some other things. Those guys aren't going to stand there like in high school, and he's not sneaking up on anybody anymore. People are turning protections to him and trying to block him. So, it's a learning experience for him. But he's he's what we need. We got a couple DNs that came in, and we finally have some guys that can create their own pass rush. And instead of us having to blitz all the time or create seams and get guys out of coverage, guys that can create their own pass rush is something that we need, and it gives you some more flexibility on defense.
Right here, middle left.
Coach, how impressive is it that you have all these freshmen contributing already all over the place?
Well, they're playing a lot of minutes. Armani Watts showed up again tonight. He likes to play. Speedy had a, really, really good game. I thought, I got on him a little bit, and he made some electric plays, but I told him we didn't bring you here to fall down at the 4-yard line. So he was a little upset by that, but you could see he's explosive. A lot of these young guys are playing, and they're talented. And the best thing about tonight was all the number of guys that got in the game, and we'll be able to watch that video and be able to coach off of and help us and develop some depth, because we didn't have Cam Clear tonight. We didn't have Trey Carson. Jordan left the game really early, and so you got a bunch of young guys out there, Josh Walker, Reggie Chavis, all kinds of guys out there playing, and just valuable experience that in this league we're going to need that, because that it's a long season, and the more that those guys can play, the more confidence they get, but we also get in them being able to put them in games as we go forward. So it's a lot of positives tonight, in a situation like that we can draw off of and gain some confidence out of these young guys.
Down front to the right.
Kevin, it seems like Deshaun Hall gets a little bit overshadowed, and a lot of, maybe not by you, but fans or whatever, by Myles. But, man, it seems like, especially tonight, he came out there like a man on a mission. Yeah,
no, he's, like I said, we've got guys that his strength has improved. Here's a guy that had 2 shoulder surgeries last year, operated on both shoulders. Really worked hard in the weight room, gained 20, 25 pounds. Still has a ways to go with that, but he's an explosive player off the edge, and that's what we need. We've got to have guys that can create a pass rush, and we didn't have that last year, and we've got a couple guys that can do that now, and that really helps our defense.
Back here in the middle.
Coach, a little on the lines of the young guys that got a lot of playing time tonight. Can you just talk a little bit about James Whiten and the role that he played, and what dimensions, I guess, he adds to the running game?
Yeah, he's a strong guy. He's a quiet guy, plays a lot of special teams. Redshirted last year, and it gave us the ability, to sit Trey Carson tonight and still have a physical presence at running back. And, he's a big, strong guy, redshirt freshman, that people kind of forgot about him even being on the roster. So, those 3 juniors have been doing a great job. But James is a guy that just doesn't say much, really tough guy, can catch it, can really, really versatile. And obviously we have confidence in him just like we do everybody else. I thought that was a great experience for him tonight too. And to help his confidence, but also to develop confidence with his teammates that he's going to go out there and play like those other 3 tailbacks, and he did tonight.
Right here, Sam, then we'll go to Christy.
What's the early word on Devonte Burns?
He was cramping. Had a couple in both legs. So I haven't talked to him and talked to Doc yet, but it was painful, whatever it was. So he was all locked up, and there's another example. Here's a guy who, as soon as we get mad at him for being out there, he has never played this much football in a long time, probably since high school. And he's playing every snap on defense, and so he's got to learn. That's another learning process of how to prepare during the day, because it's hot down there. It's the climate has changed. The temperature dropped during the break time, which was a good thing, because we went out there for warm-ups. That feels lowered, and you cut off a lot of that air coming from the south now. But we're not complaining about that. But it gets warm down there, and he's going to have to learn not only how to play but how to prepare and hydrate. That's part of a learning process. But he's been doing real well for us.
2 more. Mastro, what's the word on him?
He twisted his ankle early. And he could have played, but he just, we got those other guys in there, and no real reason to keep pushing him on it. It's early in the year, and what you don't want to have is a situation where that thing keeps nagging and going on. That's why we didn't. Cam Clear was the same way. We didn't play him, and Trey Carson was that. So we got through this game without playing those guys, and we'll see where Jordan is.
And I noticed Mike Matthews didn't really get much in the second half.
He got nicked up last week too, and so we had
serious though.
No, we had a bunch of ankles coming out of out of Columbia, and Mike didn't practice till probably Thursday, and he could have kept going, but that was good for Ben Compton, and Ben's a guy that to go out there and operate the way he did. We didn't have any real false starts. We had good targeting, did some things, so that's really good for us to develop. We had that second group really played the whole second half after that first series, so that's a lot of football for them, and hopefully that'll pay dividends down the road too.
Christy, then we'll go Gabe.
What do you see from your team that they were able to come off such a big emotional win on the road and not have any sort of letdown this week?
Well, I don't know that it was a letdown. I told him after the game that wasn't our best football. We could play better. We left some things on the table. I thought, we had some penalties that were needless. Turnovers. We didn't win the turnover battle, and that can come back to haunt you against other competition. And so, there's some things that we need to work on. But I was glad we were at home. It gave us the opportunity to play a lot of people, and the biggest thing about it is these guys like to play, and I think they're generally having fun, and a lot of smiles, a lot of bouncing around, and particularly after a weird set of circumstances to start the game. And for young guys, I was worried how they'd handle it. They were excited to play, and I think the crowd had a big part in that when we came back out, because it was I was shocked that everybody was still there, and it was a great atmosphere to start the game. So yeah, I think these guys understand that we've got to get better, and we're going to approach it that way this week, and happy to still be at home.
Gabe, and then we'll finish up with Sam.
Kevin, how encouraging was it to see back-to-back games now giving up less than 100 yards on the ground?
Yeah, that's good. We're still trying to develop an identity, I think. The tackling was okay tonight. We had a couple guys make some really good plays, and not real sloppy, just ragtag football. But I thought for the most part, for the number of people that we played, you got to be happy with the overall statistics. Last year we had a situation where we played and first half we played well. We put those other guys in there last year and they gave up 20-some points. So that wasn't the case tonight. And so from that standpoint, that's an improvement over last year.
Sam, wrap us up.
What do you see in terms of improvement on the back end and the secondary?
Armani continues to get better. Howard's got to continue to be more consistent. I thought, DeShazer gave up that first pass, and then it was good to see him get an interception and challenge some people, and Victor. So, the starting group I thought was pretty solid, and then we got a lot of guys in there today. Nick Harvey, that was a big deal for him, even in the punt return and playing a lot. Sam Miller played some nickel, and Floyd Raven was back out, and Clay Huntington. We had a lot of guys play back there, and really, I don't think they really challenged us deep too much. But the guys they were pretty solid. There weren't a lot of guys getting cut loose and running free, and we challenged routes. So, you got to look at it without looking at the video. You got to say there was at least some improvement from a week ago. With that, we had with a busted coverage for a touchdown and a bad eye violation with Howard and for a touchdown. So things that we're working on as a team, as a defense, and stressing, and what you'd like to see is that kind of come together in a game, and with a lot of different guys playing. Just off the top of my head, you got to say that they're improving.
All right, Coach. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.